Hi everyone, it's Thursday the 28th of December, so Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year for the forthcoming few days. Um, my first video, so bear with me. I just want to show you my first foray into Hashflare and Bitconnect. So on I think it was about 23rd, no, yeah, it was about between the 15th and the 23rd of December, I decided to actually foray into Hashflare and cryptocurrencies. Now, as you guys remember, at that time, the Bitcoin had started to kind of really rally, and I think it was up by 9,000% over the year. And now I'd known about Bitcoin for quite a while, and I understood that it was this cryptocurrency. I wasn't exactly sure how um, to actually mine it or actually buy it at the time. So this was like back in 2013 when it first started to come onto the kind of come into the frame really. So since then, I've been looking at how I could buy, and then I thought, well, I kind of gave up really because I wasn't too sure. And now, as with many people, no doubt, I am kicking myself because I could have made an absolute fortune. However, this is where we are today. I did a bit more reading, did a bit more researching into how else I could acquire Bitcoin, and I noticed that you can actually do this using cloud mining and also your own miners. Now, obviously, using your own mining processing equipment, obviously, it's quite an expensive initial investment. That's when I did a bit more research and I found all these cloud mining companies that do their own thing. So we've got plenty of them. The one that I've been using is Hashflare. So what I did was before I left to go on holiday, actually, I went to Morocco on the 15th. It was fantastic. I set up an order with Hashflare, just basically by going onto the website, buy hash rate, look at the SHA-256 account. Sorry, SHA-256 algorithm. Excuse me. And I put an order down for 10,000. Yeah, so 10,000 gigahashes, which is 10 terahashes basically. As you can see there, the price was $2,200 US. I actually paid 1,500, mainly because the price, Hashflare have actually put their prices up recently. Not entirely sure why. I think it's just because supply demand, basic economics. So I paid 1,500 euros, which translates into around just over £1,000, Great British pounds sterling. So I did that, I mean, click proceed. I didn't have a code at the time. I wish I had done. I could have saved a bit more money. And then I went straight to credit card payments. And I actually started with pay with credit card Universe Pay. Now, the way Hashflare carries out the payment process is a bit convoluted, really. I wasn't too comfortable with it. Maybe it's because it was my first time doing it. But I mean, when I clicked select payment method, I clicked on Universe Pay, went through, put all my bank details in. Then they required a specific four-digit PIN, four-digit number, sorry, from the bank statement. So I then had to call my bank account. Sorry, I had to call my bank and ask them for this. They couldn't actually find it. So by the time, I think you only get a maximum of 3 or 4 goes to enter the PIN before it um, kind of disables that element of the transaction. However, I did that, and then I actually emailed Hashflare using the help center and the contact us um, option there. And once I'd done that, a few days later, by that time, as you can probably see from my history here, you can see that was the original. No, the original transfer was actually it was in here. I think it was this one here. That's the one. The Universe Pay transfer actually got disconnected and timed out, rejected. After having spoken to the guys, emailed them. The lady who responded was very kindly said, "Yeah, I see you tried it. Let me try and reinstate it." So she then reinstated that transfer. She could see the money was going through, so she put it under a different ID, and everything came through, and that was my first payment. Now you can probably see I have another contract here for 160 gigahashes. You're probably wondering what that is. That's actually me on my first day, just looking at the option of reinvesting. So if I just click on here, so once you've got sufficient Bitcoin mined, you can go into the reinvest option, and it actually tells you can automatically reinvest once you have the minimum amount available for reinvesting. I had that reinvested in SHA-256. You can reinvest into Script, which will mine Ethereum. which you can then transfer into Bitcoin or whatever, however you want to do it. But I'm focusing on purely Bitcoin at the moment. But for now, I've decided not to reinvest and just purely focus on just hodling it really. And at the moment, from the 15th, say 16th, let's have a look. From the 16th, I've managed to hodl around 0.0135 Bitcoin, which, if we have a look at what it translates into, let's just quickly go onto Google and do a quick BTC to GBP. Well, this is USD because I paid in US dollars. Excuse me. So if I just quickly do that, as you can see there, 188 US dollars. Now, that is from 16th to the 28th, so that's 12 days. I made $188 in 12 days. So if we quickly have a look at what that calculates into per day, divided by 12, there, I'm making $16 a day. I'm making $16 a day for basically doing nothing, and putting a bit of money in, and that's it. And that is at the current price, Bitcoin price of, let's have a look. Let me just refresh this just to make sure we've got the latest price. There you go, £14,500 per Bitcoin. Now, as you know, that number has hit higher and it's hit lower. I can only see that going up further, hence why I'm going to hodl this. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, this is a very, very good tool, really, because it tells you how much you're earning per day. So as you can see, I've earned, my first day was the best, as you can see, and it's kind of fluctuated. I've had a couple of lows there, and then it's kind of going back up again slowly. This also depends on your mining pools. So in case you're not aware, there are a bunch of pools that can be used when you're mining. So when you're actually mining Bitcoin, you actually have to join a pool, and you'll then your hash power will be kind of pooled together with other people, other computers, other servers, and you'll be mining Bitcoin that way. Effectively, just think about it as gold mining, and you're using, lots of people use their pickaxes basically to, get rid of the coal and find gold. That's what it is. Yeah. So with the pools, there are different pools and there are different kind of success rates in those pools. So currently, I've done a bit of research online, and I found that Ant Pool is the most profitable for us in terms of actually finding Bitcoin. So I'm stuck with Ant Pool 100%. It defaults naturally when you first start with a 33% split across the different pools. I'm not sure, I can't remember which ones they were. I think they were the same as these actually, but we'll see. And what you can then see is your revenue forecast based on your last payout, really. So my last payout was 0.0133.936 Bitcoin. That's revenue, not profit. Hashflare will then take a 17% cut of that, so you'll end up with slightly less. So of my 133.936 Bitcoin, if I just quickly show you my history, I got paid 133.936 Bitcoin. And then they took 0.00022 Bitcoin as their maintenance fee, pool fees, whatever you want to call them. And I'm left with 0.01349195 Bitcoin for that. That was mine last overnight, basically. So what that does is it takes your revenue and it converts that into US dollars based on the current price of Bitcoin. So last night I mined $18 worth of Bitcoin, which is around £13. Not bad for not doing nothing, really. So that's effectively it. Once you buy a contract, you can buy a contract for as little as, I think it's, how much is it? There you go, yeah, $2 basically, and it goes all the way up to $22,000, 100 terahashes. You can actually buy more than that because you can get multiple contracts at 100 terahashes. So if you've got more money, you can invest more, and the more you invest, the more you're gonna actually earn. To actually have a look at how much you could potentially earn, let's have a quick look on a website called Coin Wars. So let's just put my 10 terahashes in. 17% pool fees, which is roughly how much Hashflare charge. I don't touch the Bitcoin difficulty of the bot reward. That's done. That's automatically updated. It cost me $1,500. And if I quickly show you the latest price of Bitcoin, 14,564.30. If I put that into the coin was it's basically there, isn't it? 14,564.3. And if I just quickly click on calculate, this will show us how much profit I could make each year after everything's gone through. So as you can see, every hour I'm making 81 pence, so 68 pence in profit. Every day, $16, as I mentioned earlier. Every week, $113. Every month, 486, and every year, just under $6,000. And that is purely passive income. This is over and above my yearly salary, my any other investment income that I'm making. So for a $1,000, $1,500 contract, I will actually break even within just over 3 months, so 92 days. And then everything after that, so the other 9 months, are pure profit. So it's kind of a no-lose situation. However, I've seen online a lot of people are saying that they're Hashflare are a scam. They're not here to stay. This, that, and the other. I mean, obviously, everyone's apprehensive about that, which is why you only put enough money in that you can actually afford to lose. So if it does go, then oh well, doesn't matter. It's you took a punt. That punt, you could have earned a lot of money, and obviously, you could lose your investment. For me personally, with the responses I'm getting from the support team, I can't knock them. Also, I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube where one of the top dogs in Hashflare have actually done an interview with another YouTuber just to explain what's going on with the guys and what kind of things they're doing. And also on their Instagram account, you can actually see the fact that they do have a mining facility. They've got mining rigs set up and lots of GPUs ready. It basically in the process. They were in the process of building some, and they've got some set up already. So for me, at the moment, I'm not all that concerned. My plan is just to kind of keep this as it is. As I mentioned earlier, I do have another order on its way, which is currently pending for another 12 terahashes. So if I put that 12 terahashes in my calculator, let's just have a quick look at this then. So let's just put in the 160. The 160 I'm adding in because that's the extra 160 gigahash that was in there. Put that to the it was 1,500 plus another 2,640, so that's 4,140. If I do that and I calculate that now, straight away, as you can see, I'm making $35 a day. So it's gone from 16 to 35, just under $36 a day. $251 a week, 1,000. So it's basically another salary, tax-free cash coming in at this rate. So this is when Bitcoin is at 14,000. Obviously, as we know, Bitcoin is going to be increasing. I mean, let's just put that in there. So it says here 1 Bitcoin equals 16,034. So if I put 16,034.28, I calculate that. There, look at that, $1,200 a month, which comes to about £700 a month, something like that, just under £700 a month, maybe just over £700 a month. $14,000 a year, which is passive income. I'm literally doing nothing apart from checking in, probably playing around with my pool allocation. That is it. Days to break even, a little longer, purely because of the fact that the price has gone up for the other 12 terahashes. So it's gone from $1.5 to $2.2. And that's basically it. And then, I mean, this is where we are. If you do want to kind of join, by all means, use my referral link. I'm not sure. I think you get a discount of 5% or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but it'd be great if you could. It kind of just builds up kind of my following, really. As I said, this is my first video, just talking through the process. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, by all means, give me a shout. Again, I haven't talked through kind of the reinvestment function much, but basically what you're doing is any Bitcoin you mine, you'll then reinvest that, and what that will then do, as I've shown here, my 10 terahash has gone to 10.16. That's helping me mine more. And then that again, as it mines, I'll get more, so that'll go to say 10.5. That'll help me mine more Bitcoin and just reinvesting. So it's just compounding basically. Excuse me. One thing that I forgot to mention is that Hashflare only have 1-year contracts, and the reason for that is actually I don't know the reason for that. I lie. That's the only bad thing about it. However, with every reinvestment you make, that sets up a new 1-year contract. So if you keep reinvesting, you will constantly have a 1-year contract going and going and going. They say right now they've got limited stock. As far as I heard, they're actually they're one company who are actually they've lasted longer than others in terms of their stock. I've been on Genesis Mining.